Welcome to the Eternal Gaming Loop. My name is Zach, and I will be your host throughout eternity. Welcome to my Marvel Spider-Man walkthrough Part 3. Before this video officially begins, please go down and hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you guys so much for watching. And here we go. Okay, so what I'm basically going to do, and I don't know how many videos this is going to take.
Folks, you've heard me express grave concerns about the risk to civil liberties posed by the police department's crime system and their omnipresent towers. But at least the intention is to stop crimes. Now, recently, Spider-Man has been seen tampering with these very towers. And it's reasonable that my loyal listeners suspect he is disabling the towers so he can commit his unlawful misdeeds with impunity. But Spider-Man is not your ordinary run-of-the-mill menace. Oh, he's a 12th-level kung fu master, 50 moves ahead menace. Which is why I think he's actually hacking into these towers to spy on you and me. Your only defense? Listen to my show. All the time. If he's gonna spy on us, let him hear that we're on to him by listening to me every waking moment.
So anyway, I don't know how long this is actually going to take, but I am going to get all of the backpacks, like the collectible backpacks, because they do give you a little bit of backstory throughout, like, the 8 years that have come and passed since he was Spider-Man, like since he started into where he is now. So it does give you like backstory and stuff to like his high school years, to jobs he's had, to his relationship with MJ. It covers a bunch of different subjects, but they're all interesting. And there are some pretty cool Easter eggs within some of the backpacks that I will discuss once we get to those. And I'm going to also be doing some combat in between to kind of like break up the backpack stuff, because it does take a minute. And I will also be doing the towers too as well. That way it opens up the map so you can, see what's going on and how big the play area is.
All units, there's a vehicle pursuit in progress. Report came in from Little Italy.
It took a little bit longer than expected to find the backpack. Where the hell is it? There it is.
Used these electrician's gloves in my first fight with Electro. Gave me the idea to add insulation to my costume, which saved my bacon more than once.
It also makes me wonder too, like, as I was playing this, like how many backpacks over the 8 years of time? Like there's 55 to collect, but it's just one island that we're on. So like there are probably like hundreds,
Getting much coverage. I should look for more
upon
towers
hundreds of backpacks all throughout New York City, like from his time of being Spider-Man. And I swear in the next game, I want to collect more backpacks because I need more backstory. And, like, I know they took specific liberties, like, not liberties per se, but they took specific bits from different, like, stories of Spider-Man that are, like, they kind of just put stuff together that they liked as a development team. Like, Peter Parker's parents' backstory and stuff like that. And
Funny, my fear of heights didn't go away when I got my powers. Had to climb to the top of the Empire State to get over that.
honestly, I don't care if I had his powers. This dude would not be climbing the Empire State Building because honestly, I would cry.
Need officers to respond to a car crash.
Like it would not go well. Like ugly crying too, not like tearing, like watching like Old Yeller, but like ugly crying, like after you realized how terrible Game of Thrones Season 8 was, like that.
Spider-Man, the situation's under control.
And I'm gonna be jumping between like the towers and the backpacks. Like I'm not gonna be doing one or the other.
Attention all units. We have a possible kidnapping. Incident was reported near the meatpacking district.
Hey, before you go, can you sign something?
All units. Armed robbery reported. Please respond. Reported location is in the vicinity of Nomad.
Tell you what, man. If I had to fight crime every day and there was that much crime all the time, like you would be one tired human being. Like, and Spider-Man has superpowers, and like he's still tired. So I did check up on the Peter Parker's intelligence per like comic book stuff, and like it depends on what comic you're reading from what era and stuff. But like a lot of fans dispute like the intelligence rankings in Marvel because everybody feels like Peter Parker should be higher on the list than where he actually is. Because he's not even in the top 10, but everybody thinks like that's complete and total garbage. And I have to agree because it's been, discussed that he's, smarter, than Reed Richards, and Reed Richards is one of the smartest characters in all of Marvel Comics. Also, fun fact, did you guys know that Spider-Man actually he is the hardest character to fight in all of Marvel Comics based on his fighting style alone, because his fighting style is not known to anyone else because it is his own made-up fighting style. He created it himself. So he's any person that's ever fought him has had an incredibly difficult time fighting him, and it also doesn't help that that includes his Spidey sense, which works as its own warning system, which makes him an incredibly difficult fighter. And this is coming from some of the best martial artists in all of Marvel Comics.
Oh, oh man, I meant to wash this gym shirt 6 years ago.
But no, it's coming from some of the best martial artists in all of Marvel Comics, including Daredevil, Iron
When
Fist.
Spider Cop's on the job, come hell or high water, the job gets...
Nope, nope, nope. Nope.
She'd never admit it, but the Chief was warming up to Spider Cop. His casual disregard for by-the-book thinking was a breath of fresh air. She'd come around someday.
And Shang Li. So yeah, I think that's pretty cool. Especially considering when he was 15 and he, almost died multiple times, fighting these supervillains and stuff, when he was first learning his powers. Even playing this, even though I played it a bunch, even when you jump off from a place that high, my stomach actually gets the butterflies and stuff. It's ugh. Avengers Tower. You probably missed it. It was a quick whoop.
Hey, before you go, can you sign this for my kid?
All units, we have a vehicle pursuit in progress. Officers needed in Yorkville.
You okay? Faster! Okay, you are not getting 5 stars. Here's your stuff. So that's just...
That's some serious stopping power. Just you can see the tire and smoke.
Guy on his toes.
Awesome. And the way the side quests work is they pop up so often, and it usually happens when you get past a specific story beat, or
Oh yeah, that blind guy gave me his card in case Spider-Man ever needs a lawyer. Wait, hold on. If he's blind, how did he know I was Spider-Man?
this is actually one of my all-time favorite Easter eggs in this game because Matt Murdock is one of the greatest characters that have ever been written, and it's cool that he exists in this world. And honestly, if they ever make a video game about Daredevil, I'm going to cry happy tears. It's going to be awesome. Anyway, so the side quests work like either after a main mission or after you do a few or after the map opens up. They'll pop up every so often, but they all don't get thrown in like one huge, like you don't get a huge chunk at a time. You just get like one or two and then do them, and then you get a few more later here and there. And I will be doing all the side quests for sure, because there are some interesting side quest stories and stuff like that, even though there aren't a whole lot of them.
Available units, an assault was just reported. Incident was reported near Sugar Hill. Over.
And like over the years, you've seen development companies, attempt to do Spider-Man games, and there have been a couple good ones. I'm not gonna lie, there have been a couple other Spider-Man games that have actually been really, really good. Notably, Ultimate Spider-Man, which came out in like 2005. There was one or two. Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions, which was done by Phoenix Interactive, I think, when Activision still owned the rights to Spider-Man. And then, like, Spider-Man 2 on, like, the PlayStation 2 Xbox era, based on the movie with Tobey Maguire. Yes, I know, it sounds weird, but it was actually a good Spider-Man game for its time. But honestly, that's really it. Like, they've struggled to make a good Spider-Man game, and a lot of that, in my personal opinion, it's from not being a story-driven game and not getting the swinging mechanics and the combat down. Like, it's a trifecta. Like, if you don't do all three, the game itself is going to crumble, and it's not going to be good. And like I said, there's only been 3 games that were actually good, and 2 of them were original stories, and the one was based on a movie. So what are you going to do? And then with Insomniac Games doing Spider-Man, and honestly, they could have chosen any Marvel property. Sony gave them like a bunch of different properties to do. Like, they had a choice of properties to pick from, and Insomniac Games was like, nope, Spider-Man, we're doing it. And this was coming off the heels of their Xbox One exclusive game, Sunset Overdrive, which, by the way, I'm super bummed that we'll never see a sequel to that game, because Insomniac now is officially a first-party Sony studio, like indefinitely a Sony first-party studio. So yeah.
Drugs are maybe my most disliked criminal activity.
store. Assault reported.
Ah,
Proceed with caution.
stupid jump mechanics.
Officers needed in Central Park.
Gotta have something to do on stakeouts.
That's one thing I never got into, like gaming, is handheld, like Game Boy and stuff. I mean, I did all that stuff as a kid, like playing Game Boy and stuff, but like it was mainly Pokemon, okay? Because Pokemon was awesome
Assault a helpless
and
person like that.
still is awesome.
You wanna
So
fight? It's your lucky day.
yeah, you can end a battle super quick that way if you throw the web bomb and it blows up right in the center, and there's enough like stuff around
What, it's not fun getting beat up? Well,
to
sit with
that they'll
for a
stick to.
while.
You can literally just end a fight within like 5 seconds, which is actually convenient when you're doing some of the combat arenas and stuff.
Officers, be advised.
I beat this wrestler right after getting my powers. Never had that much money before in my life. Or since, come to think of it.
This Easter egg was like one of the one things that they really haven't changed in the story, like the origin story of Spider-Man, because he does go and wrestle,
Muggers never take a day off.
the wrestler after he gets his powers and stuff, and then shortly after that, Uncle Ben dies and all that good stuff. But the fighting the wrestler bit has always been part of the origin story, regardless of what iteration of Spider-Man you're reading, from the older stuff to the new stuff.
Always nice to stop a mugging. Gotta stay strong in the fundamentals.
We've got a 10-10 narcotic still in progress. Need a local unit on scene. Location is in the vicinity of Devil's Shelf.
MJ wrote this article in the school paper about student protests. She was a heck of a
That was the
journalist,
one
man.
big thing in this storyline that they straight up like changed. Was Mary Jane Watson is a hardcore reporter in this, and I know in the comics she never becomes like a reporter or anything. They changed that for the story, and it does work here in the aspect of the story. But I did find it strange though that they, like, Peter Parker doesn't work at the Bugle or anything like that. He's working as a scientist, which he does do later, in his life. But I don't know. I just assumed they were going to go the photographer Bugle route for this, but they didn't, and it's fine. No big deal. I still get my J. Jonah Jameson fix, so it's fine.
Sure now. Nothing puts a pep in my step like halting an illegal...
Need backup for a chase in progress. Please respond. Additional officers needed in Times Square. Over.
They do still do like the photography stuff in the game, but it's like not for the Bugle. It's just photo opportunities you can take, and it's like, you know, big places, you know.
When the vulture cracked my eye lens, it almost blinded me. That was a wake-up call. Had to upgrade to a stronger material.
Yeah, it was. Freaking going blind at like 15, 14.
You all forgot your keys?
So yeah, they have photo opportunities of like the big places in the Marvel universe. So like there's the Sanctum Sanctorum for
No way am I finding that guy now?
oh crap. Okay, so that particular crime doesn't happen very often. Like, it's rare. So like when it happens, it's like I usually I lose them most of the time because that never happens. So yeah, there's places around New York. So like there's the Sanctum Sanctorum, which is, you know, Doctor Strange's home, Avengers Tower, the Wakanda U.S. Embassy, Nelson and Murdoch, attorneys at law.
Hey, my Mark I web shooters. Managed to improve the storage capacity a lot since then, but the basic design's still the same.
There's Alias Investigations, which is Jessica Jones. So I'm going to be ending it here. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.